Questions 1 through 10 on the 2011 Grade 12 AMC 12A. A cell phone plan costs $20 each month plus 5 cents per text message sent, plus 10 cents for each minute used over 30 hours. In January, Michelle sent 100 text messages and talked for 30.5 hours. How much did she have to pay? She pays the initial $20 flat rate. Then she pays for each text message 5 cents, so that's 0.05, and she sent 100 of them. And then over 30 hours, for her it's half an hour, but we have to convert that to minutes, so it's 30 minutes. For each of those additional minutes, she pays 10 cents. So this is our equation. This is 20 plus 5 plus 3, and that is 28. So her bill is $28. Number 1, the answer is D. There are 5 coins placed flat on a table according to the figure. What is the order of the coins from top to bottom? Okay, obviously C has got to be the top one, and then going down, I guess, the next one down is E, then D, then A, and then the very bottom one is B. So C, E, D, A, B. C, E, D, A, B, and that would be choice E for number 2. A small bottle of shampoo can hold 35 milliliters of shampoo, whereas a large bottle can hold 500 milliliters of shampoo. Jasmine wants to buy the minimum number of small bottles necessary to completely fill a large bottle. How many bottles must she buy? Well, 500 doesn't divide 35 evenly. It's 14 point something, right? So obviously she has to buy at least 14. If she does, 14 times 35, that's 490. But she has to fill 500, so she's got to buy one more. And if she does, it'll bring her up to 525. And that's okay because we just have to fill the 500 ml bottle. So additionally 14 and then another 1 to get it over the top, and that's 15 of those smaller bottles that she has to buy. So number 3, the answer is E. At an elementary school, the students in 3rd grade, 4th grade, and 5th grade run an average of 12, 15, and 10 minutes per day, respectively. There are twice as many 3rd graders as 4th graders, and twice as many 4th graders as 5th graders. What is the average number of minutes run per day by these students? So we have 3rd grade, 4th grade, and 5th grade. And the numbers are 12, 15, and 10. And in terms of the number of students, it's x, 2x, and 4x, right? There's twice as many 3rd graders as 4th graders, twice as many 4th graders as 5th graders. And then the average, you're just going to take the number of 3rd graders multiplied by 12, then the number of 4th graders multiplied by 15, and then the number of 5th graders and multiply by 10. We divide that by the total, which is 4x plus 2x plus x. And this is going to be 44 plus 30 plus 10. So 44x plus 30x plus 10x all over 7x. And let's see here, 44 plus 40, 88x over 7x. The x's cancel, and all you're left with is just 88 over 7. So number 4, the answer is C. Last summer, 30 of the birds living on Town Lake were geese, and 25% were swans, 10% were herons, and 35% were ducks. What percent of the birds that were not swans were geese? So let's just say the total number of birds is 100 to make it easy for ourselves. So that means that the geese, there's 30 of them, the swans, 25, herons, 10, and ducks, 35. So they're saying what percent of the birds that were not swans, so I guess we don't have to talk about this guy, the remaining, of those remaining, how many were geese? Okay, so geese is 30, and then the ones that are remaining, the total is 30, 10, and 35, which is 75. So this is my percentage. I have to actually get a percentage. So 30, divide top and bottom by 15, that would give you 2 over 5. And as a percentage, that's 40%. So number 5, the answer is C. The players on a basketball team made some 3-point shots, some 2-point shots, and some 1-point free throws. They scored as many points with 2-point shots as with 3-point shots. Their number of successful free throws was more than their number of successful 2-point shots. The team's total score was 61 points. How many free throws did they make? All right, so we got 3-point shots, 2-point shots, and 1-point free throws. So I'll call it A, B, and C in terms of the number. So they first tell you that the number of points that you score with 3-pointers is the same as the number of points with 2-point shots. So that means 3A is equal to 2B. They also tell you that the number of successful free throws was 1 more than the number of successful 2-point shots. So that means C is equal to B plus 1. And then, of course, they tell you that the total score is 61. So that means 3A plus 2B plus 1C is equal to 61. And then we can use these two guys, substitute them into the big one, and solve. So I'll use B as my common variable. So this is going to be 2B. This is 2B. And then C is B plus 1. So this is 5. B is equal to 60, and therefore B is 12. And going back here, C is B plus 1, 12 plus 1, and therefore C is 13. And that is what they want, the number of free throws that were made. So number 6, the answer is A. A majority of the 30 students in Miss Demeanor's class bought pencils at the school bookstore. Each of these students bought the same number of pencils, and this number was greater than 1. The cost of a pencil in cents was greater than the number of pencils each student brought. The total cost of the pencils was $17.71. What was the cost of a pencil in cents? I will let S be the number of students, N be the number of pencils each student bought, and let P be the price. Let's talk about this. S is the number of students that bought pencils, and that's going to be greater than 15. Why? Because they tell you the majority of the 30 students. So that's why S is greater than 15. N, they tell me, is greater than 1. Okay? And then P, they tell me, is greater than N. So these are my parameters. And then, of course, if I take S, multiply by N, multiply by P, I get 1771. And I've converted this to cents because the cost of the pencil is in cents. All right, so where do we go from here? Well, the good news is that 1771 is factorable. It factors to 7 times 11 times 23. And that will help us figure out what is the value for S, what is the value for N, what is the value for P. Well, S, since S is greater than 15, this is the only number it could be. So this is my S right here. So now I've got this one and this one. Which one is N and which one is P? Well, P is greater than N. So that means this must be P and this must be N. So we've got 23 students. Each buys 7 pencils and each pencil costs 11 cents. So number 7, the answer is B. In an 8-term sequence, A through H, the value of C is 5, and the sum of any 3 consecutive terms is 30. What is A plus H? Okay, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. And we've got 5 is the only one they give us. All right, no problem. The sum of any 3 consecutive is equal to 30, right? So A plus B plus C is equal to 30. So let's just say if that is true, that means A plus B must be equal to 25. And let's just say it's evenly distributed. So 12.5, 12.5 like that, right? Why not? If you continue in this manner, B plus C plus D is also equal to 30, and that would mean that D is 12.5. Again, continuing, C plus D plus E is also equal to 30, So that means this is 12.5 E. C plus D plus E is equal to 30, so that means this is 5. E plus F plus G is 30, so this is 12.5. And finally, F plus G plus H is equal to 30, so this is 12.5. So A plus H is obviously equal to 12.5 plus 12.5, and that is equal to 25. So number 8, the answer is C. At a twins and triplets convention, there were 9 sets of twins and 6 sets of triplets, all from different families. Each twin shook hands with all the twins except his or her sibling, and with half the triplets. Each triplet shook hands with all the triplets except his or her siblings, and with half the twins. How many handshakes took place? Well, each of the twins, there's 18 of them, right? There's 9 sets. Each of them shakes hands with the other 16. The only ones they don't are the siblings. And then we continue here. We've got the fact that they also shake hands with all of half of the triplets. So there's 6 times 3, 18 of them. So half of that is 9. So that takes care of that first sentence. This one here, actually. Now let's look at the next one. Each triplet shook hands with all the triplets except his or her siblings. So there's 18 of them, and they're going to shake hands with everybody except themselves and their siblings. So 15 of the other triplets. And then they also shake hands, those triplets, with half of the twins. So there's 18 twins, so half is 9. So this is the total, and this is going to be 144 plus 162 plus 288 plus 162 plus 270 plus 162. And that is equal to 882, which is one of the answer choices. But be careful, because keep in mind that each handshake in this 882 has been counted twice. For example, if person A shakes hands with person B and then later person B shook hands with person A, what you've done is you counted that handshake twice. So what you have to do is take this 882 and divide by 2. So that would give you 441. And just to recap, the reason we divided by 2 is because that number counts every handshake twice. So number 9, the answer is B. A pair of standard 6-sided fair dice is rolled once. The sum of the numbers rolled determines the diameter of a circle. What is the probability that the numerical value of the area of the circle is less than the numerical value of the circle's circumference? So the numerical value of the area is pi r squared, and we want it to be less than the circumference, which is pi times diameter, or 2r. Pi's cancel, and you're just left with r squared is less than 2r. Divide through by r, and you get r is less than 2. Well, we're talking about diameters, and diameter is, of course, equal to twice the radius, so that means diameter is less than 4. So this question, we have to look at any sum when the dice are rolled that is less than 4. Well, when you roll a dice, you have the possible combinations, like the first is 1 and the second is 1, or the first is 1, the second is 2, like that, right? And there's 6 times 6, so 36 possible combinations. Since there's not that many, I'll just write them all out. And here they are. And now what I'd like to do is just talk about the sums, because remember, what we are doing is looking at the sum of the numbers rolled, and that is what determines the diameter. So for the first one is 2, then 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and we can do this pretty quickly. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and finally 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right, so the only ones that match that criteria are the ones where the sum is less than 4. So let's circle the ones that have a sum less than 4. This one, this one, and this one. And interestingly, that's it. So out of the 36 possible sums, only 3 of them have a sum less than 4, which ensures that the area is less than the circumference. So 3 out of 36 is 1 out of 12 in those terms. So number 10, the answer is B.